It takes a lot of hard work and usually a little bit of luck to earn a Super Bowl ring. Yeah, my teammates and I were lucky enough to win 3 of them. But you know, when it comes to Super Bowl quarterbacks, I consider myself just like you. I'm just a fan. How could you not be a fan of a brash, young up-and-comer who not only guaranteed a victory, but delivered? Or a quarterback who overcame a lot more than an opposing defense for his historic Super Bowl win. And a Super Bowl MVP who didn't give up on football when it seemed football was giving up on him. How about one of the best passers in the history of the game being remembered for a run? Because that run changed the outcome of the biggest game in all of sports. Today, another quarterback will earn one of these. We're going to go inside the rings of some of the greats that already have.
Upon the sporting world's grandest stage, the raising of the Lombardi Trophy signifies the ultimate in team performance and achievement. But it is a ring that stands as a reminder that one has fulfilled the role of a lifetime. Hey, Troy, good to see you.
Yeah.
It's this time of year, actually this day, when dreams of a Super Bowl, some have realized that you're one of the fortunate ones. 3 times, as a matter of fact, one of 4 quarterbacks in history who have more than 2 Super Bowl victories. And what does it mean this time of year when you go through a day like this?
Well, I mean, obviously, when you get ready for a Super Bowl game, and even now for me as a Super Bowl broadcast, it's a wonderful feeling. I know there's a lot of anxiety that's going through, you know, all of these players that are getting ready to play, because it is such a meaningful game to be a part of. And unlike other games that you're a part of, this one is forever archived in the history of the game. And there's obviously been some really great performances in previous years. And you hear about hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, but the one thing that every player who has ever played in the National Football League wants when they leave the game, you know, is the ring. That's the thing that's magical, and that's what makes it so special.
And it doesn't come easy, and you must wonder sometimes. I remember your rookie season 1-15 before you were able to turn things around with the Cowboys and reach the top for your first title.
Yeah, we were 1-15 in '89, my rookie season, as you said, and for me myself, I was 0-11 as the starter, and you know, little did I know at that time that 3 short years later, there we would be at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, being on top of the football world as world champions. And so it was a great feeling for me. And I've always said that I wish that every player who's ever been a part of the National Football League could experience what that feels like at least once.
So overcoming adversity, obstacles, probably helps on the reward side of things. And not that you would trade places with anybody with your 3 rings, but is there somebody, a player that stands out, that comes to mind when you think Super Bowl title?
Well, I think that when you look at the history of this game and all the great teams that have won championships, and more importantly, the many great performances that have taken place in the Super Bowl, I mean, there's a lot of people and a lot of players to choose from. And you know, as a quarterback, Chris, I'm going to stick to what I'm comfortable with, and so I'm going to stick to those guys in that position. And I think that you've got to start really from the beginning. And for me, that was Super Bowl III and 1969 and Joe Willie Namath and wearing the white cleats. And if I could go back in time and put on the white number 12 jersey, I think that'd be pretty special. Before the word Super Bowl became a staple in sports lexicon, the AFL's Joe Namath and the Jets played the role of David to the Baltimore Colts' Goliath. What started as an improbable guarantee concluded with the birth of a legend, as well as football's biggest event.
Broadway Joe really did capture the imagination of everybody, Troy, not only on the field, but off it as well.
Well, no question. You talk about cool under pressure. I mean, that shot of him running up the tunnel, I think, said it all. And you got to like a guy who can keep a promise.
Coming up on Inside the Rings with Troy Aikman, hurdles cleared and Super Bowl dreams realized.
At that point in time was when as soon as I knew it, I knew I had to make a play.
I finally got a chance. Here I was sitting in the Super Bowl, and so I think I put a lot of pressure on myself.
When I had to go to the United States Football League, I just figured that a dream of playing in the Super Bowl, the National Football League, was everything but over with.
Inside the Rings with Troy Aikman is brought to you by DLP. It's amazing. It's the mirrors.
Yo, I'm right here.
Basketball. They need the mirrors.
I'm back. Still ain't got no game.
It's amazing. It's the mirrors.
DLP HD TV. Millions of tiny mirrors take motion blur out of sports action. We were in the middle of our last rehearsal when a migraine disrupted everything with sensitivity to light and sound, nausea and pain. A total migraine, a real monster. But Imitrex came to my rescue.
An Imitrex tablet targets the nerves and blood vessels believed to trigger migraine for effective relief without drowsiness. Imitrex is not right for everyone or every migraine. If you have certain types of heart or blood vessel disease or uncontrolled blood pressure, you shouldn't take Imitrex. Very rarely, certain people, even some without heart disease, have had serious heart-related problems. So talk to your doctor, especially if you have risk factors for heart disease such as smoking, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, or if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking medication.
Don't let a migraine disrupt your life.
Ask your doctor if Imitrex is right for you. Target your total migraine and get back to your life with Imitrex. Want to save up to $25 on your next refill? Visit Imitrex.com today.
Her identity must be hidden.
Sarah Connor's alive.
Her son must be protected.
If you die, they win.
Her story must be told. Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Viewer discretion advised. All new tomorrow on Fox. For full HD episodes and more, go to Fox.com, where Fox is always on.
Troy, you played your entire career, all 12 years, with the Cowboys, one team. You ever wonder what if you went somewhere else?
One of the things that I'm most proud of is that I spent my 12-year career with one team, the Dallas Cowboys, and the same great teammates and great coaches in front of, terrific fans. But Doug Williams, on the other hand, not only did he have to go play for another team, but he also found himself in a completely different league.
After becoming a first-round pick of the Buccaneers in Tampa in 1978, Doug ended up in the USFL in 1984, but his return to the NFL with the Redskins in 1986 would eventually put him in the spotlight the following season during Super Bowl 22.
I always say that I probably took a road that's less traveled. A guy like myself coming from a historical black institution, small college, being drafted first round in National Football League. We got a chance to play in championship game. And I thought we was building a football team. And lo and behold, the contract situation came up and I was out of here. When I had to go to the United States Football League, I just figured that a dream of playing in the Super Bowl in the National Football League was everything but over with. Coach Gibb, he gave me a call. All he wanted to know was, would I be willing to come in to be the backup quarterback? I ended up going to Washington in 1986 and only throwing one pass the whole year. The first game of the season, I ended up coming in and playing because Jay Schrader got hurt in the first quarter, but I never came back to be the starter up until the last game of the regular season. And we came from behind and we ended up winning the football game. And in his post-game interview, he said that Doug Williams was going to be my starting quarterback going into the playoffs. A lot of people don't know that I spent 4 hours in a chair at the dentist getting a root canal that Saturday. And that Saturday night we changed hotels. And actually we went to the Lawrence Welch Resort. Never will forget. And I think the music that was piped into my room gave me more of a toothache than anything at that particular time. But I can tell you, when that sun rose that next morning, I felt no pain. That day, so many things came across my mind as to where I came from, small town, Zachary, Louisiana, Grambling State University, Coach Eddie Robinson, my dad, my brothers, and my mom, and everybody, and just say the whole world's going to be watching. I had so many things to think about. And the pain really didn't matter to me. I mean, even in the first quarter when I slipped and hyperextended my knee and I wanted to get up on my own, which I did, and walked off, and had an opportunity to come back in the second quarter, and that's where the fireworks started. What you saw on that particular day was epitome of execution. We scored 35 points in the second quarter. We did it in only 18 plays. The most important thing was to win the football game and to put the rest. The black quarterback can't win the big one. I think that was the most important thing, to win, and whatever we had to put it to rest. Joe Jacoby told me walking off the football field that day, he said, black, green, or yellow. He said, I just want to let you know you our quarterback. And Coach Eddie Robertson, bless his soul, I never will forget after the game, he said, son, you ain't going to ever understand what just took place. And at that particular time as a player, I just knew one thing. I did what I was supposed to do as a player, go out and try to win a ring, try to be a Super Bowl champion, and that's what we did.
It was really incredible, Troy. 4 touchdown passes in the second quarter, and that was a strike-marred season, and you have to believe that Doug Williams and that Super Bowl performance played a major role in bringing fans back to the game.
Yeah, no question, and I was actually at that game. Now, I didn't have a ticket. I wasn't in the stands. I was actually working security, event staffs, yellow jacket and all.
I can't picture that. So, but obviously you've been to a few Super Bowls after that moment.
Yes, but not with the yellow jacket.
Coming up on Inside the Rings with Troy.
You know, we're tied 24-24, and I look at the clock, and there's 5 minutes to go. And, you know, that was the defining drive of my career.
Welcome back to the Super Bowl here on Fox. You know, we were scheduled to have Peter Griffin live in the booth to talk about the Family Guy, but I guess he's not coming.
Yeah, it's a shame and honestly quite shocking. I was looking forward to meeting him.
Damn it. Hey, somebody! Hey, sir, you see those keys there?
Yeah, he's probably passed out in the beer line.
We are so not validating his parking.
Ow!
So far, Troy, 2 players that not only reached the pinnacle of their profession, but they defied the odds in doing so. And there are so many stories of perseverance within those fortunate enough to actually wear a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. And perhaps no player exemplifies perseverance more than this next guy. On paper, it's one of the most impressive resumes in all of sports. A Major League Baseball player and #1 pick in the NFL draft, John Elway created many entries in the collegiate and professional record books. 16 seasons as a Denver Broncos quarterback and 2-time Super Bowl champion.